Welcome, members, family and friends, to the RES March virtual meeting. It's good to be getting back to some sense of normality after the last few weeks where our COVID friend has caused confusion and consternation. Unfortunately, returning to levels 1 and 2 did not come soon enough for us to reinstate the March Cambridge meeting. Unfortunately, when we were having to do the communications out to members, we were uncertain whether the levels would drop. So unfortunately, the next Cambridge meeting will be sometime later on that we will advise you. However, we are certainly looking forward to the Auckland monthly meeting to be held on the second Tuesday in April as usual. It is with relief that we had already made plans to cancel the Thomas event this March. The risks were just too great, and of course with COVID-19 coming along, it would have thrown all the arrangements and plans into disarray. And it is with some relief that Tim and I are comfortable that we took the right decision, and our next Thomas will occur in November, all being well. On the RES front, the committee is continuing with its members' renewals, membership update of the database, and I thank all members who have been participating in the Thursday Club. This is proving to be our most popular activity, and if any of the Auckland members in particular, or those from out of town, are calling by on a Thursday, do feel free to drop in and catch up with all the team here. You may have read that Bill Much, the Secretary, and myself have tendered our resignations. Bill basically because of ill health, and myself because I've been at the helm too long and it is not good for the organisation to have someone there continuously. The committee is working on replacements following due process. The GVR likewise had to stop and hunker down during the alert levels and suspend volunteers coming out to the railway. Luckily, we're now in a situation where they can resume their normal volunteer days, and we look forward to seeing them in due course. The railway will be operating at Easter, all days of Easter, so we do look forward to seeing you coming out. Please just refer to the website www.gvr.org.nz. Finally, as this is my last function on behalf of the RES and the GVR, I would like to thank all members for your support and friendship over many years. It feels strange for a while after I resign at the end of this month to be not worrying about organisational duties, but I'm sure I will resume some normality in life a bit later on. While it's difficult to thank so many people, I do wish to acknowledge the tremendous help and support that John Chamberlain has given over many years to the organisation and to myself personally. Likewise, I'd like to acknowledge all the contributors that have done so well in giving me the information for the monthly meetings. Too many to name personally, but we certainly do appreciate all the input of the films and the talks and slides over many years. Tonight's meeting does feature some of those contributors, and they have all given approval for their films to be screened on the virtual meeting tonight. So with that, I will sign off, thanking you all very much. I look forward to seeing you around in the future. Thank you and goodbye. Fast trip today?
It was. Nice. Went remarkably well.
1250 ventures to the Kaipara district for the first time in 8 years. Organised by the Railway Enthusiast Society, the excursion ran from Waiuku on the GVR line to Waimalku, named the Wine and Dine Flyer, with a separate excursion to Helensville for the locals to turn and service the loco. With the bright yellow RES carriages, the Green Guards van and the polished 1250, the excursion rolled through many towns, bringing locals trackside to view the trip pass through their settlements. We tracked this excursion with 4 HD cameras, and we present to you a presentation of the excursion, the Wine and Dine Flyer.
On Sunday the 9th of October 1994, the Railway Enthusiast Society arranged an excursion with a difference. In steady rain at Mercer, the trains were split in two and departed after the Silver Fern rail car had cleared the section. What the passengers had paid for was parallel running on the up and down mains. Climbing the grade into Buckland, the rain was not about to let up. On Sunday the 19th of May, the Railway Enthusiast Society ran an excursion from Auckland to Huntly and Rotowaro with DH 2868. From Huntly, the line crosses the Waikato River. Until 1959, the bridge carried both rail and road traffic. From all accounts, it would appear that this would also be the last time that a DH would be used to haul a passenger excursion, and also the last time an excursion would run on the Rotowaro Industrial Line. When brought into service later this year, the new Scenic Series cars will introduce a new level of rail passenger transport to New Zealand. On Saturday the 25th of June, the Railway Enthusiast Society chartered the new generation Scenic Series cars for an excursion from Auckland to Owakuni and return. New Zealand Rail Scene cameras recorded the only record of the excursion ascending the Raurimu Spiral. The Railway Enthusiast Society ran another of their popular Waves and Wheels excursions from Auckland to Whangarei and return. The RES and Transrail crew posed for a crew photo at Whangarei. The Northland Line was the last section in the North Island that the DA class operated before being withdrawn from service in the late 1980s. With cylinder cocks open, JA1250 emerges from a cloud of steam on one of its 12 Broadway limited trips. JB1236 and BA552 simmer quietly as 1250 coasts down the grade from Parnell Tunnel. The 55-minute Steam Express excursion round trip ran from Newmarket Station non-stop around the Auckland suburban circuit to Otahuhu, where the train was turned on the old workshops triangle. There were 6 trips each day that saw up to 430 passengers being carried on each trip. And finally cresting the grade under the Market Road overbridge. JA 1250, leased from the GVR by Mainline Steam, was at the head of the annual Field Days Express on Saturday the 16th of June. An express departure from Papakura. Crossing the swamp between Pokeno and Mercer. On Saturday the 7th of July, DXR 8007 headed a Railway Enthusiast Society excursion from Auckland to Hamilton. The excursion passing the old Pairata station site. The DXR is Transrail's most powerful diesel-electric loco and has been working in and around the Auckland area since May this year. And its speed past Rangariri. Getting underway after a photo stop near Ohiniwai.
Arriving at Ellerslie on Saturday the 22nd of September, DC 4323 and DBR 1295 are heading north with the Railway Enthusiast Society Rally Rail Spectator Special. This is the third year that the Railway Enthusiast Society has run this popular excursion, allowing motorsport fans to view the Rally of New Zealand in the middle of 3 special stages. By the time Swanson Bank had been reached, the rain had started. Coasting down the grade at Matua Road between Huapai and Waimaku. Around the S-curves at Makarau that highlight the length of the train. Past the old station site at Taipuha. At Waiatira, the locos were run around the train for the return trip to Auckland. As evening approaches, the Rally Spectator Special heads through Mararitu. Saturday the 20th of October 2001 was a special day for the Railway Enthusiast Society. It had been 4 years since they last used their wooden vintage passenger cars on Transrail tracks, and 18 years since they last ran a passenger excursion train from Auckland to Dargaville. drifting across the timber pile bridge at Mararitu. At Waiatira, DJ 3096 headed the train for the run over the Dargaville branch. This scenic branch line climbs 150 from Waiatira Junction to the first tunnel. The 49-kilometre long branch was mothballed late in 1998 after Transrail's major customer, the Northland Dairy Company, closed its Dargaville dairy factory, and 2 derailments on the line damaged nearly 1.2 kilometres of track. But with an expected log harvest of timber from forests around the area, there was huge potential for rail transport, and as a result it was decided to repair and reopen the line. Much track work had to be undertaken, including 5,000 new sleepers and ballast to consolidate the track. The lightweight 55-pound rail was unable to handle Transrail's heavy tamping equipment, so they hired GVR's track gang and vintage 1975 tamper that was more suited to the light rail. Transrail had given the Glenbrook Vintage Railway and the Railway Enthusiast Society dispensation to run this one and only excursion over the branch in recognition of their assistance to reopen the line for Transrail in April 2000. Crossing the Tangawahine Bridge beside the upper reaches of the Northern Wairau River. From the 28.8 kilometre mark, the line is laid with 55-pound rail, and the excursion was restricted to a maximum speed of 10 kilometres per hour over the final 19 kilometres to Dargaville. The line gained recognition during the 1990s when the first trials began to carry bulk milk in specialised rail tankers for the Northland Dairy Company between its Kauri, Dargaville and Mangataroto plants. The inter-factory movements took pressure off the company's milk-collecting road tanker fleet. The Northland Dairy trials were a great pilot exercise for TransLink on the cartage of bulk milk products by rail. Arrival at Dargaville, in the middle of the yard amongst the log wagons. Before dawn on a Saturday morning, JA 1250 is prepared at the Glenbrook Vintage Railway's Pukeowari depot before departing for Pukekohe. In 2006, Transcenic reintroduced steam-hauled Saturdays after the success of their venture with Fielding Steam Rail in 2005. Arriving at Pukekohe, 12:50 waits for the Overlander to arrive from Auckland before departing to Tikawiti. Trent Scenic scheduled 18 Saturdays from May through to September to alternate between WAB 794 and JA 1250 leading the Overlander. Commencing with 1250 on the 13th of May, the steam haul Saturdays ran through until the 23rd of September. At Tikawiti there is plenty of time to turn and service the loco before the return trip later in the afternoon. An express departure.
Might have been wrong.